So the plan this weekend is we're doing a free mountain circuit. We are doing Fuar Tholl, Sgorr Ruadh, and then last but not least, Beinn Liath. So it's a Corbett, 2 Munros. We're hopefully going to camp somewhere high, probably on Sgorr Ruadh, just off the summit. There's like a little lock-in, so we might get pitched there. In the meantime, we're just hoping this cloud lifts or burns off, because at the moment it's looking a bit claggy. So we are doing Fuar Tholl first, so we want to take this little path off to the left. Hey Kev.
Hi, let's go. Let's go right now.
On you go, mate. Go. After you. Age before beauty. You've got to love a little bit of woodland to start a hill walk, especially when you're in amongst the pines. This path is excellent, by the way, and looking at the map, it looks like it's going to take us right up to the Liath between Fuar Tholl and Sgorr Ruadh. Right folks, we are at the top of the pass. It's just over 300 metres and we're in the clag still. I can't see any blue sky trying to make its way through yet. It's meant to clear from midday. It's 10 to 12 now, so fingers crossed. What are you saying to it, Kev?
We're going to walk into a sea of cloud and blue sky and sunshine.
I'll take that. Let's go. This is the river crossing, folks. Usual caveat, can be tricky in spate. Today should present no significant problems. A wee leap of faith.
Squeaky bunting.
Now you'll see there folks, there's 2 cairns. This one probably marks to the right for Sgorr Ruadh. We want to head to the left here. And our Corbett is yawn up there somewhere. It's trying to break through, folks. It's trying. I don't know if it's just teasing us, but maybe jinxing it, but I've got the sunnies ready just in case. We've decanted some of our gear just to make the packs lighter, because this is obviously an up and back down again. Now, back of those 2 cairns, we took a sort of rough south bearing, and it was perfect. It just took us to the bottom of this rough path, and there's another cairn that's right where we've left the gear. So, aye, now we're just going to batter up this Corbett. It's looking promising, it might clear as well, so fingers crossed. Well folks, the sun is beating down, but it's still pretty cloudy at the moment. There's blue skies above, and this Corbett is one of the higher ones at 907 metres. It's literally just 7 metres short of being a Munros itself. So fingers crossed. This is like a EastEnders cliffhanger. Are we or are we not getting a view? Yes guys, it's looking good. Sgorr Ruadh has just showed itself. And if I spin the camera around, I'll show you the top of the Corbett and the famous crags. Happy days, oh wow. Woofed. Wow. Well, we just visited the minor top there. It's got a cracking view and it's just a sheer drop from your feet. Now we're heading over to the true summit of Fuar Tholl. If you're looking for a more direct route up this one, or a direct route off, there's a path here. It just looks like a scree run. It takes you back down to the path that we were on earlier. Nice one, Kev.
Superbosh.
Superbosh. Kev, go and nip down and get the camping gear. There's plenty of pictures up here. This is mint. Well folks, this is on the summit of Fuar Tholl. And it's a fine mountain, I must say so myself. And we're still above the cloud, which is the main thing. Could roll in again, but who cares just now. Superboss. I tell you what folks, when you're driving along the Sgorr Road, this really does dominate because it's so close to the road. It's quite well guarded this side with crags, and it's just a right imposing mountain. Kev, what's the time?
Rap o'clock.
Yes. Alright folks, it wasn't a macro wrap after all. Kevin brought some wholemeal rolls with him, so it was roll o'clock, which doesn't sound as nearly as good as wrap o'clock. Anyways, enough blabbing. We're heading off the summit now. We're in no rush, it's just gone after 3 o'clock, so the plan is collect our gear, head over to Sgorr Ruadh and get pitched up somewhere. When you're coming back down, make sure you stay to your left as you're coming down, because if you veer off to the right, I don't point to the left, but you're coming down, it takes you over this difficult terrain here, and there's a couple of little dodgy bits, so I just come down to your left and there's our next target, Sgorr Ruadh.
That's a heavy up.
Right, cool for cats, we've got everything. Let's go. The packs are heavy, all the gear back in them. It actually seems like a distant memory when we were worrying about getting a view or not. I mean, the clouds could still roll in, but looking around it seems to just be receding, a bit like my hair. So I think what we're going to do is pick up the path here that we were on earlier and then come off it pretty quickly up the shoulder here, and then our pitch is going to be in here somewhere. Right folks, we've got about another 200 metres of ascent to reach our campsite. There is a little lock-in up there, and my thinking is it might be dried up or looking a bit stagnant. So I think what we're going to do is collect all the water we need here, and then just have to take the penalty and carry it up. It's only 200 metres. We are getting closer to where we want to camp now, so literally just up and over here, next 15-20 minutes. But sod's law, there's a trickle of a stream there, we could have got water, but never mind. It's better to be safe than sorry. Look at this, by the way. Hello? And that little body of water is exactly where the trickle's coming from. Do you know what though folks, just sometimes you have your fingers bitten, there's a small lock-in on the map, and then you get there and it's just dry as an Arab sandal, and then you're left chapping for water, hunting around everywhere. So I didn't mind. It's not the end of the world. And this looks pretty flat around here for a camp. Oh yes, yes, yes. That in front of us there, folks, that is Torridon. You've got the mighty Liath. That looks like Beinn at the back. I cannot get over this view. Wow, that is something else. So, we'll just put Torridon aside for a moment. If we look over to tomorrow's objective, which is Beinn Liath, it's got these interesting quartzite sort of bands that have a curve, and they're all sort of, what's the word for it, parallel to each other, and they curve round and then down. It's really quite impressive. Wow, what a viewpoint, guys, what a viewpoint. That's bang on 6 o'clock. I think we've got our pitches sorted out for the night. Let's get the dust in, X-Mid up and ready, get dinner on the go because I am starving. Just waiting for my dinner to rehydrate. In the meantime, I thought I'd let you know that the midges are out. Didn't think they were biting, but I've got a couple little marks on my hand. Don't know if the camera can pick them up, but aye, a couple of bites there, little shits. So aye, that's it, official folks. Give it another few weeks and it'll be unbearable. Bit of a concern though. You'll see ahead of me to the northwest, the cloud is rolling in again. It's just starting to engulf Beinn. So let's hope we do get a sunset. The race is on. My dinner is a bit double denim. For starters, I've got creamy cheese pasta, and then for my main, I've got macaroni cheese. So I never thought that one through, but it's all I had in my cupboard, so I just grabbed it. It'll fill a hole. I'm just heading up this wee top here. It's spot height, I think it's 904 or 907, so it's not even high enough to be a Munro. In fact, it's the same height as a Corbett, or thereabouts. Anyways, I'm hoping there's just a bit of a breeze to escape the midges, and no doubt I'll come up here. There'll be a nice bowling green pitch, perfect for 2 tents. Still got the same classic view out to Torridon. This little unnamed top gets a little cairn to itself. And there is no bowling green, thankfully. Wow, cracking views though, very dramatic. A nice wee easy scramble.
Whoosh.
It's 9:15 and the sun sets in exactly half an hour's time, and it's just going to dip behind Beinn Alligan. So I'm going to stay up for that, and then as soon as the sun is set I'm probably just going to hit the hay because I am shattered. Good morning, campers. It is 6:10. Woke up about 10 minutes ago. Cracking sleep. Pitch is surprisingly flat. I'm in a bit of a hollow, so that was good. But it looks like it's bad news outside. Remember that cloud that rolled in last night? Yeah, you guessed it. It's 6:30 now, folks. I've made breakfast. I'm just getting packed up. It's a slow pack up. Should be away for probably about just after 7. On the whole, condensation has been fine until I seen the top left hand corner here. That's just, don't know if it was my breathing last night, but that's really wet and it's soaked through some of my clothes. Putting away wet tents has to be the worst bit about wild camping. Ooh. Right folks, it is 7:30. Is it 7:30, Kev?
Yes.
Aye, bang on. We're going to head up Sgorr Ruadh now. We're in the Clag, so I'll bring you back when we get up to the summit, see how long it takes us, but I imagine it'll be 20 minutes, half an hour max. Right, that took 15 minutes from campsite to summit, and we're on the top of Sgorr Ruadh. I'll double check the map, but it doesn't look like there's any more higher points than this. Cracking views out to Torridon. Do you know what, you can't win them all. We got a cracking day yesterday, so no complaints. Couple of wee scrambly sections here. You've got to love a boulder field. Potential ankle breaking territory if you're no careful whilst I vlog. It is very atmospheric down by this lock-in. You know when people say it's atmospheric, what they actually really mean is a saw, hee-haw, Jack McGraw. A bit like today. We need to veer off the main path, but there's no cairn, there's no branch off, it's not very obvious, so yeah, this is where your navigation needs to be spot on.
Very complex navigating.
Yes, the terrain is rather confusing in the mist. Really having to keep an eye on old navigation. Like a path appeared and then it disappeared pretty quickly. So we're just really taking our time, keeping an eye on that GPS as well. Sure it's not that way, Kev, just around the back of these crags? Mm. Sure it's not just round the back of these crags? Fair dues, we'll take it. Kev reckons he's found the path again. to have found something that resembles a path skirting to the left of these crags just above me. Well, after that tricky section, we found the Bagger's Path, which is pretty clear to follow now. Our initial plan was to actually dump the packs here. However, I kind of thought if we're going to double back on ourselves, pick up the stuff, back down that way, we could have been making our way along that ridge and then down. So it seems, I think it'd be a bit quicker, probably just battering down the ridge. So that's what we're going to do. Yes, so quick breather here, and then we'll start the pull up in a minute. Cheeky little lion bar.
Here you roar.
Must have melted yesterday in that heat. I'm on my third GoPro battery, so if I'm talking too much, you can let me know in the comment section. YouTube can be a bit of a minefield. If you do too many scenery shots, people tune out, but then if you waffle on too much, people can tune out as well. So it's always a bit of a balancing act, just getting it right. I've just spotted the change in geology here. So you've got sandstone here, sandstone, and if I just swing the camera, we've got the quartzite now, the slippy stuff.
Doesn't seem that slippy.
Well, here we are folks, the summit of Beinn Liath, which translates to the big grey hill. They certainly got the naming right on this. Ta-da! And look at the fine views. I've got Beinn to my left, if you could see through the clag. And if I swing that way, it would be yesterday's route, Sgorr Ruadh and Fuar Tholl, and our camping spot, which was in that direction. You'll just have to take my word for it. So the long ridge traverse begins, goes along quite some distance before the last bit at the end where you descend. Come on then, go to chops. Scrambles like a goat. Alright, behave. This is a bit annoying. You climb back up to 875 metres, you lose 50 metres, and then you're back up to 875 before we finally start descending down back to the path that we were on yesterday. Alright folks, I've just been huddled in that little shelter there getting a bite to eat. This is a bit of a slow, painful descent folks. It's rocky, it's loose and it's steep. So just really taking my time. Kev's a little bit ahead, but yeah, I'll just show you some of what to expect on the descent or ascent, depending which way you do this one. See what I mean? I should probably put the camera away. Well, the worst is over folks, I'm off the steep stuff. The path avoids all these crags here, but I don't know if you can make it out, but it just zigzags down this steep bank. Fuar Tholl and Sgorr Ruadh are almost cloud free, and Beinn is pretty much cloud free if you hung around for about an hour and a half. But you know what, you can't sit and wait and hope that the cloud's going to clear, so I'm not complaining. Anyways, I'm going to end this video here. I'll leave some more videos here for you to watch. Otherwise, I'm signing out and I'll catch you next one. Cheers!